Hi everybody, Andrew Lashovsky at Lyric Arts. I am here with Warren Sampson,
Hey.
who is playing in the Explorers Club. He's playing Sir Humphreys.
Bernard
Humphreys.
Bernard, very important that you say Bernard.
Yes. Yes, and so why don't you tell me a little bit about your character, because you're not in the Explorers Club.
No.
But you're definitely
I'm
in the show.
I'm the dramatic tension, I think.
Yeah.
I'm the evil external influence.
Yeah, you are kind of the villain almost, aren't you?
Yeah, there aren't many villains in the piece, but yeah, he's the one who comes in and he's going to crack the whip from the palace, and so it's fun to be sort of the officious. But he creates the tension.
Okay. Now, last Christmas you were in A Christmas Carol here at Lyric Arts, and you were also the villain. You were Jacob Marley. Well, sort of, kind of villain. You were a ghost.
I think he was probably the darkest character on the stage.
That's for sure.
That's absolutely sure. Right.
So do you have an affinity for villains? I do. I definitely do.
Who was I talking? I was talking to somebody about this. I was the heavy when I was younger in acting. I always was the villain. Okay. And it was funny. So, yeah, I had dark hair back then. Okay. It was much more convincing.
For me, I always loved the villains because they were always the most they are the most colorful.
Right, exactly. And I think the key is to try to understand them.
Yeah, okay.
And I remember early on an acting coach saying that you can't have somebody who's purely evil. Mm-hmm. You have to be able to understand why they think what they're doing is right.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think in this show it's very easy to understand why Humphreys thinks what he's doing is absolutely correct.
Yeah, something very horrible happens that prompts Sir Humphreys to come visit the Explorers Club.
Heavens. Yes.
Well, why don't you give me a little bit of an idea of who your character is? I know you talked a little bit about your being the villain, but you've discovered a piece of history, and I think that it's important that audiences know about this a little bit.
Well, I was quite amazed by this because the Nell Benjamin is a playwright who's done, she did the lyrics for Legally Blonde, and does a lot of work with comedy writers. Tina Fey is somebody that she works with. And my wife calls me Hermione because when I get into a show, I read. I have to know some of the background. And as I read a little bit into the late 1870s and the reign of Victoria, I found an extraordinary number of things that were actually happening that are reflected in the play.
Oh, okay.
And I was incredibly impressed by this because when I read a farce, I don't expect the playwright to have given me a picture of an actual world.
Okay.
The world is ludicrous. This is remarkable. And I found out that my character, Private Secretary Queen Victoria, in 1879 was an actual person, and here he is.
Wow.
Henry Ponsonby. Cool. And the private secretary of Queen Victoria is very important because Prince Albert, had been doing a lot of the work for Victoria.
Okay.
And he died, of course, tragically. It was a national tragedy, and Victoria was plunged into mourning. And people realized that there was a need to pick up some of the vast amount of work that he was done. So the private secretary became a real post. And Ponsonby was a lifetime politician. And he did exactly what my character does in the play.
Okay.
It was an interface between the Queen and all the different political factions within the government.
Okay.
And put out a lot of fires, including possible wars with small countries. There's something about that in the play.
There is.
So I found this extraordinary amount, and he had a tremendous sense of humor. So when you talk about trying to find why this person thinks that what they're doing is correct, he's doing what his job is, and that is to keep things tidy for the Queen. Okay. And to do it with some sense of humor. Yeah. So he has, a human side. But it was extraordinary. What was happening in the middle of the century is what's reflected on stage. The Irish national music movement was starting. Again, battles within the empire. The empire was still strong, but the cracks were beginning to show. Yeah. The classes were beginning to be merged together. Parliament doubled in size, full of people who weren't landed nobility. So a lot of what you see in this play is actually what was happening.
So Nell Benjamin clearly did her research.
She did, and
looking into this character.
To me, that's amazing, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for a playwright who can be funny, but then you have something behind it that's tremendously
motivated too. Excellent.
I mean, comedy and farce is like champagne. It's got to bubble. It's got to just kind of go along, and we need people here to just kind of be that last ingredient.
Well, you guys really are. You definitely are, and it's a perfect way to kick off our season. And thanks so much, Warren.
You betcha.
It was really good to chat with you.
Come see Explorers Club.